Hi friends, and welcome again to my channel. This is Ashley, and today I want to talk to you about some of the coolest books that I own. I've never really been one of those people who seeks out old books and wants to collect first editions and things like that. But when I graduated college, I was actually gifted with a ton of old textbooks and novels from a really kind couple. I actually talked about that recently on my blog, so I'll link it below so you can read it if you're interested. And from that collection, I wanted to talk about 5 of the coolest books that I kind of inherited, and this is kind of really a video for huge book nerds like me, because who else is going to geek out over old editions of some of your favorite books other than other book nerds. So the first one I have is a 1915 edition of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. It has some illustrations on the inside, like on the title page there, and in the back on the cover and everything. Super cool, smells like an old book, has a really cool kind of layout here with really small margins. But this is, one of my favorite books, so to me it's really awesome that I have this edition. As I've talked about in a lot of my other videos, I'm a big Jane Austen nerd. Right here is my huge stack of Austen novels and spin-off novels, so I was pretty excited when I realized I own a really old edition of Pride and Prejudice. I'm not sure when this edition was published, but it's old, it smells old. It opens up, title page, then there's the book, which I like. There's no mumbo jumbo in there, and I mean, how cool to own an old edition of this book. And I also am lucky to own an edition of one of my favorite Austen novels, which is Persuasion. If you know me at all, this is my absolute favorite Austen novel. I have a paperback copy up there, but it's so worn because I've read it so many times, but it's so nice to kind of have an old edition of it from 1946. It has some illustrations in there from Austen's brother John, and it is just so cool to have a copy of this book. So freaking cool. Next, I don't know the publishing year for this book, but because it doesn't really note inside of it, but it smells old, so there's that. And that is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. One of my favorite books again, so it's really exciting to me that I own this, because I have an edition. It's actually that purple spine right there, and it's just so cool, and I love, everything about Jane Eyre. And then last but not least, I own a 1944 edition of Anna Karenina. You can see some gold embossed drawings on the spine and on the front cover. There's nothing fun on the back. The woman that I actually inherited this from has the dust jacket folded up on the inside, and at first I didn't wonder why until right now when I unfolded it and realized that it's actually quite damaged. There's a huge chunk missing, but how pretty is that? Such a pretty dust jacket. I can see why she took it off. Granted, she probably took it off because it was getting damaged, because she probably read it a lot. And I mean, there are some drawings in here. Look at that. I don't know what that's a drawing of, because I only made it halfway through, 2/3 of the way through Anna Karenina before I set down my edition one day and never picked it up again. But it's on my list of things to read. I have just a standard Barnes & Noble Classics copy, and I mean, I do have copies of all of these books. Most of them are the B&N Classics editions, but I mean, I love all of these books, and to me, it's so cool to have kind of throwback versions of all of these books. And I have a huge bin here that's mostly textbooks, not very many other novels that I own, and to me it's just so cool to have, you know, a textbook that's entitled Eminent Victorians and things like that. And, oh my gosh. Oh. So I don't know, do I have any other things that I want to share out of this bin? I mean, there are just so many cool things in here. I could make a dozen more videos, but I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this one and nerd out with me over old books. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. I do have a question. Do you have any old cool books? If you do, leave a comment below. I'd love to talk about it with you and nerd out over the old books with you. Thanks for watching. Bye.